Hello everyone, and welcome to our From Stuck to Success in 7 Steps webinar. I'm Barbara Scalera, success coach, master practitioner, and creator of the Sticking Point Resolution, my internationally acclaimed program for taking you from stuck to success in 7 quick and easy steps. And I'm thrilled to have so many of you on the call today. Now, I know I recognize some of these names, and I can see some of you are here because you saw me as one of the featured master practitioners at the Vitality Show, or you've seen or heard me interviewed about coaching, tapping, NLP, or hypnotherapy on TV or radio. Or perhaps you're here because you've heard some of the glowing testimonials, such as best-selling Hay House author Sasha Allenby, talking about what a superb resource the Sticking Point Resolution is for anyone looking to create transformation and experience consistent and lasting change in every area of their life. And of course, some of you have already started on your journey with me, either by downloading my free e-course off the stickingpointresolution.com website, or because you're current or past clients of the program. So welcome everyone. Now, regardless of how you came to be here, or where you are in the world at the moment, because I see we've got people from all over, I know one thing that you all have in common, myself included, and that's feeling stuck in one or more areas of your life. It may have been in the past, or it may be something that you're feeling and experiencing right now. Being stuck in what I call your sticking point. It's that place of doubt and recrimination where you feel totally dissatisfied and frustrated with the results that you're getting, yet you're just unable to find your way out. You may be stuck in an unfulfilling career where you just dread Monday mornings and start getting that familiar knot in your stomach by Sunday afternoon, where your workday seems to drag on forever as that clock ticks in slow motion, and you find yourself envying those who seem to have far more fulfilling careers than yours. You may be stuck in the stranglehold of your own self-doubt. You know that feeling. It's like it reaches up and grabs your throat and covers your mouth every time you want to speak up and contribute in that meeting or present something to your boss or to your partner. It's what holds you down as you watch less qualified colleagues seem to sail up that promotion ladder to those management and board positions that you know you'd be perfect for. Or you watch others have success in their business when you know it should be you, but instead you stay stuck at that same desk, beating yourself up because you know you have so much you could contribute, but just don't have the confidence to put yourself forward. Your sticking point could be in repeating those same negative patterns over and over again in your relationships, finding yourself locked in the same battles, feeling those same crippling insecurities and resentments, and spending far too much of your time and energy dwelling on your last argument with your partner or your teenager or your work colleague, and anxiously worrying over your future encounters with them. And how many of you are stuck in an unhealthy lifestyle or body image, hating the person you see in the mirror, not only for the way you look, but for all your past attempts, or maybe your lack of past attempts, to do something about it? Stuck in that place of lethargy, bad habits, and self-loathing, and constantly putting off your own happiness until someday when you lose the weight or start running the marathons or receive that clean bill of health that just never comes. And because I can see that we're mostly women on this call, I know that some of you are stuck at the very bottom of the pecking order because you've put everyone else's needs above your own for so long that even the dog's or the hamster's needs now come before yours. And it's become impossible to find time to even have a bath, let alone work on fulfilling your dreams. And I know you've experienced how being stuck in one area of your life has a negative effect on many other areas of your life as well. It's like that one dark cloud over your head just seems to eclipse the sun from wherever you go, and it overshadows the lives of those closest to you as well, the people you love and interact with on a daily basis. So if you're unhappy in your career, for example, that unhappiness is going to spill into your enjoyment of your family or your social life. Because instead of walking through the door at night smiling and happy and fulfilled, and therefore able to be fully present for your partner, your children, or your friends, instead you're exhausted, irritable, and preoccupied. Which means that not only are you unfulfilled by your job, but you and your family or friends are going to end up feeling unfulfilled by your so-called quality time together as well. And if you're stuck in an unhealthy lifestyle or negative body image, then it's going to affect your energy levels and performance at work and your confidence in social situations. How many times, for example, have you made excuses for why you can't join your friends or your colleagues for that night out? And then you've spent the evening wondering what they were doing or enviously looking on Facebook to see what you missed out on. So go ahead and just let me know in the chat how many of you feel stuck in some area of your life right now. Yeah, it happens to all of us, doesn't it? And it doesn't just affect us. Unfortunately, it affects our partners, our children, our friends, and our colleagues as well. I'm getting so many responses now, and I can see so many of you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm thrilled to tell all of you that you are in the right place. Because in this webinar, I'm going to share with you my 7-step process to take you from stuck to success and teach you some incredible exercises that you can start using today to begin freeing yourself from your sticking points and finding the energy and enthusiasm and self-belief to make positive changes in your life, and to know what types of changes that you need to be making in order to become happy and fulfilled, because a lot of times that's not always clear to us either. Now, due to our limited time together, there's no way I can take you through my full 7-step program, but what I can do is take you through what the 7 steps from stuck to success are, and to teach you a few of the powerful transformational exercises from steps 1 through 3 that will enable you by the end of this call to set goals that will make your heart sing and that you'll be genuinely excited and motivated to achieve. You'll know what your highest motivational values are that you want to start living by from today forward. You'll start identifying your subconscious blocks, which are those invisible chains that are keeping you stuck. And most importantly, I'm going to start handing you the keys to remove those chains, freeing yourself from the grip of that self-doubt and anxiety, and beginning to build the motivation, confidence, and mindset to succeed. Whether it's being able to finally find your voice, become visible at work, and go for that promotion, or take that leap and start your own business doing what you love, or bringing that business to the next level, or setting the boundaries that you need to set in your relationships, stepping into your power and gaining the respect and consideration that you deserve, be it from your boss, your partner, your kids, even your mother-in-law. And towards the end of the webinar, for those of you who want to take this further and continue on this journey with me all the way to your fulfillment and success, I promise to let you know how you can get more. And then we will end with an amazing guided visualization in which we'll set your subconscious GPS for destination success, showing you how to give clear instructions to your subconscious of what you want your future to look, sound, and feel like. But just before we begin, I want to tell you a bit about my own stuck to success story. Because not so long ago, I was stuck in almost every area of my life. I was a completely stressed out, PR and marketing executive in New York. I was working 12 to 15 hours a day and almost every weekend at a job that no longer held any real meaning or fulfillment for me. I hardly ever saw my family or friends, and believe it or not, I was living on a different continent than my husband, who'd been relocated to London, yet I was staying put for the sake of my career. I was completely miserable, crying myself to sleep most nights, with my laptop as my only bed companion. I was feeling lonely and guilty because I wasn't spending time with my friends, my family, and especially my husband. I was exhausted and completely and utterly stuck. And believe it or not, it actually took the unexpected and tragic death of a close work colleague. She was smiling and laughing with us as she left the office one night, and when we came in the next morning, we found out that she was gone. And I remember sitting in my office in floods of tears, and it was like somebody had just suddenly ripped the blinders off and slammed my priorities back into place. Because life was obviously too short to not be with my husband, spending quality time with my family and friends, and it was too short to not be doing something that I was passionate about. And from that moment, I had a mission, and that mission was to discover how and why people like us, intelligent, educated, success-minded people, get so stuck and reach these miserable sticking points in our lives, and how we can free ourselves and prevent ourselves from ever falling back into that dark, immobilizing place. So I walked away from my executive career and dedicated myself to learning and working directly with the world's leading authorities in techniques such as NLP, hypnotherapy, mindfulness, energy work, and coaching. In doing so, I unlocked the secrets and then perfected the techniques of how to positively and permanently change our subconscious programming that keeps us stuck. And I've condensed all of that knowledge and experience into my transformational 7-step program that will quickly and easily free you from your sticking points and catapult you into the successful life you long for. Whether it's having your own prosperous business, doing what you love every day and getting paid well for it, or having that warm, loving relationship with that special someone to snuggle with on the couch every night. It could be holding your published book in your hand as you get ready for your next press interview, or looking into that mirror and just wanting to dance because you're so happy with the healthy, vibrant person staring back at you. As for me, my husband and I are loving our life together in London, especially with the amazing weather we've had this summer. I spend regular quality time with my family and friends, and you can see there that is 4 generations of my family at my father's 90th birthday this past July. Just amazing. And my vocation and vacation have become one and the same because I love what I do so much that it just doesn't feel like work to me. So are you ready to get stuck into becoming unstuck and to begin living your own success story? Then let's start with step 1 of the 7-step program, which is to form goals that make your heart sing and transform your life. Now, I'm going to teach you something that will forever change the way you set goals and the way you make any big life decision. This is one of the crucial steps of my Sticking Point Resolution program, and it's essential for taking you from stuck to success. So if you have the worksheet that I included in my preview email handy, then go ahead and get that ready. If you don't worry, just get yourself a pen and paper because we are about to discover your highest motivational values. Now, a number of you on the call may have done values work in the past, but honestly, this is where most people and most personal development and coaching programs go wrong because they actually concentrate on the wrong types of values. They concentrate on lofty ideals like peace, honesty, integrity, and these are all wonderful things. But let's be honest, they are not what's getting you out of bed in the morning. I mean, they could be, but I seriously doubt that you're jumping up ahead of that alarm in the morning and declaring to the world, I can't wait to have integrity today. So, to determine your true highest motivational values, which are essential for you to know in order to align your life with your true purpose and to form goals that you will be truly motivated to achieve, you need to consider your highest values as what you most love thinking about, talking about, daydreaming about, learning about, doing, and being surrounded by. So when you're daydreaming about how you would like your life to be, what is it that you're daydreaming about? When you go to a party or get on the phone with your friends, what do you love talking about? What are the subjects you're always trying to introduce into the conversation so that you can talk about them? What do you spend time Googling? What's the subject matter of the books or the blogs that you read? And what do you most love doing in your spare time? And I know some of you are saying, what spare time? But if you had that spare time, what do you wish you could be doing? This idea of what highest values are comes from Dr. John Demartini, whom many of you will know from the movie The Secret. And Dr. Demartini's highest values that he lives by are writing, researching, traveling, and teaching. So these are the things that he loves thinking about, talking about, learning about, and doing. My highest values are creating well-being, happiness, and prosperity in myself, my friends and family, and anyone genuinely seeking positive change in their life. And the techniques for how to do this are what I love thinking about, talking about, learning about, and doing. And my goals and dreams revolve around being able to do this in the most impactful way, both for those that I love and for my current and future clients. And remember, these don't have to be lofty or what you might categorize as worthy ideals. So naturally, I've had clients whose motivational values are the well-being of their children or healing chronic illness. But I've also had clients whose values are designer shoes, playing golf, collecting luxury cars, cats. No other explanation about the cats, just cats. And, there are no wrong answers, but you do need to be totally honest and accepting of yourself to get this right. So, in order to form goals that make your heart sing and transform your life, you want to set goals that are going to allow you to fulfill these values. In other words, goals that allow you to spend your time doing what you love and pursuing these activities that you love thinking about, talking about, learning about, being surrounded by, and doing. So after this webinar, I want you to look back at the life balloon exercise in your worksheet to see what areas of your life you want to improve, and then set goals within those areas that best fulfill these motivational values. And whenever you have big decisions to make in the future, the best and the fastest way to make them from now on is just ask yourself, which of my choices most fulfills my highest values? And if you really take this on board, you will be amazed at how easy decision-making becomes and how in flow you get. Once you start making these decisions and living your life according to these values. Just the other day, I had a client, Leanne, who came to me in a state of panic because she was at the point where she hated the business she'd been running for the past 10 years because she knew and had known for a long time that it was not her true calling. And she had just spent a significant amount of time and money on a qualification course that she thought should be her next career move. But the more time and practice she spent on this new qualification, the more miserable and panicked she was becoming, because actually this wasn't the right path for her either. And when I took her through the exercise that we've just done, in a bit more depth like we do in the program, what came through loud and clear was that her motivational values were travel, yoga, spiritual growth, and cooking and entertaining. And neither her current career nor the qualification that she was pushing herself through had anything to do with what her motivational values actually were. So she was becoming increasingly unhappy, panicked, and stuck. And when she finally acknowledged that her true calling, what she truly loved doing, had been staring her in the face all along, because, it's what she had loved doing for years. And you'll see when you do this exercise that, these aren't things that are brand new for you. These will be themes that have come up throughout your life. And that was life-changing for her, because what had been keeping her stuck was this idea she had that she should, and you can't see I'm making those quotes with my fingers, that she should do something more worthy. And that brings me to your next big takeaway for today, because I can guarantee that a number of you are stuck because you're doing exactly what Leanne did. And it's a guaranteed ball and chain that will stop you dead in your tracks and mire you in a sticking point. And that is setting goals according to anyone else's ideas of who or what you should be or do. So take a moment to ask yourself if there is a should in your goals that you've been working towards or think you should be working towards. Look at the areas where you feel stuck and ask yourself if part of the reason that you can't progress with that goal is because it's actually someone else's idea of who or what you should be. Or it could be an outdated idea of your own of who or what you should be. Because, you see, over time, our ideals and our values change, and we evolve as human beings. Yet, some of us just stubbornly cling to an outdated version of who we think we should be. My client Mary had a similar experience. She had a good banking position in the city with great potential for growth and a very good salary, but she wasn't happy or fulfilled by what she was doing. And when we discovered her motivational values, it became very clear that she had evolved. She started by inheriting her parents' values of, the idea that she should get a good solid job in a corporation, making a good salary, and that was the wonderful idea of security in life. But actually, as she grew, she in fact evolved into a very entrepreneurial spirit. And she developed a real passion for creating beautiful, aesthetic atmospheres and gathering people together to facilitate development and change. That's what she loved doing. So I encourage you all to do some soul searching. And if you realize that you're holding on to any of these outdated versions of yourself that you or someone else thinks you should be, then I invite you once and for all, right now, today, to let that expectation go. Because when you do, it will be a huge weight off your shoulders, and you will be freed from that sticking point, and you'll be able to concentrate on and progress and move forward with what really matters to you. So just go ahead and let me know in the chat if, I know I haven't given you a lot of time to think about this, but some of you may already realize that you have one or more shoulds in your goals that you've been holding on to and can now let go of. Great, I can already see some wonderful things coming through that some of you are ready to let go of. So once we've clarified your motivational values and you've let go of your shoulds and formed your success point goal that's going to make your heart sing and transform your life, we then move on to step 2 of my 7-step program, which is to reveal your mind monsters. Now, your mind monsters are your subconscious negative beliefs, fears, and doubts. And this step is hugely important because it's these deeply rooted subconscious beliefs, fears, and doubts that are keeping you stuck in your sticking points. And they're making you miserable. Now, some of them you'll be painfully aware of because they're thoughts that plague you thousands of times per day. Common ones that clients come to me with over and over again are beliefs that they're not good enough, that they're a fraud or an imposter, that they'll always be alone, or that they'll always be fat. And some of these beliefs, fears, and doubts are actually buried so deep that you don't even realize you have them. Yet they're still dictating your thoughts, feelings, and behavior on a regular basis. And these can be things such as fear of failure, or a belief that you don't deserve success, or a belief that money is evil. And I'm going to let you in on a huge secret that no one teaches you, and yet it sabotages your lives, and it blocks your success and happiness. You want to know what it is? It's that your subconscious mind controls between 90 and 95% of your thoughts, feelings, and behavior. So your conscious mind, or so-called willpower, only controls 5 to maximum 10% of what you think, feel, and do on a daily basis. And not only is your subconscious in almost complete control, but it was almost completely formed between the ages of 0 and 8 years old. And during ages 0 to 8, we're like sponges, and almost everything we learn gets filed straight into our subconscious as absolute truths. Because, we're learning the things we need to learn to survive, how to walk and talk and communicate with others. But the problem is that along with all the essential learnings, you also inevitably learned negative beliefs and fears during that time as well. So for example, when your brother or sister frequently got praised for something that they did better than you, you may have learned, I'm not good enough. Or when you thought you knew the answer at school, but then were laughed at or ridiculed for getting it wrong, you may have learned, I'm a fraud, or it's not safe to speak out. And if your parent always focused on what you did wrong instead of what you did right, or only praised you when you did something amazing, then you may have learned, I must be perfect to be loved, or I'm afraid to fail. And if you always heard your father referring to rich people as crooks, then you learned that money and success are evil. And this is the way that you develop your mind monsters, which your subconscious will have filed as absolute truths because that's what it was programmed to do with the things that it learns during this crucial time in our development. And because of this, and because, those beliefs, fears, and doubts are still with us as adults, your subconscious is going to keep you procrastinating, second-guessing, avoiding, and sabotaging your efforts to accomplish anything that it doesn't believe you can do because it learned you're not good enough, or you're a fraud, or you're not smart enough. And it's going to sabotage you from your efforts to accomplish anything that it learned was unsafe, such as speaking up and being noticed, or earning lots of money, or being a great success. And I'll give you an example of how the subconscious does this. So my client Emma desperately needed to take her long overdue sabbatical from a very highly stressful banking job. And she needed to get out of there for the sake of her health and her sanity. But the closer it came to her leaving, the more she was lying awake at night with insomnia, beating herself up, and second-guessing her decision to take that time off. And she couldn't figure out why, because she knew it was the right thing to do. But when we delved into her past to find out what the mind monsters were that were causing her anxiety and, where this was all coming from, we found out that when she was 5 years old, she was unexpectedly and quickly removed from everything familiar due to her father's sudden job transfer. And she was moved to a different country where she didn't speak the language and had to learn very quickly and work very hard to try and fit into her new surroundings, make new friends, and communicate and do schoolwork in a language that was completely foreign to her. So the mind monsters that her subconscious created from this experience at that tender age of 5 were that change was traumatic, so always try and maintain the status quo, that new places were scary and difficult, and that we always have to work very hard in order to survive and thrive. So naturally, as she got closer to taking time off from working hard, making a big change, and going to new places on her sabbatical, her subconscious was going into complete panic mode to try and stop her from doing everything it had learned wasn't safe. And your mind monsters act exactly the same way as Emma's. They block you from your own success, keep you from doing what's best for your health and sanity, and will keep you from living the life of your dreams forever, unless you do what we do in step 3 and 4, which is to evict your mind monsters and empower your inner superhero. Now, you can think of your subconscious mind like a computer, and your mind monsters are like the computer bugs or viruses that get in and corrupt your software. Those bugs aren't going to remove themselves. They're going to continue to run forever unless you go in and remove the bugs and reprogram the software. But to do this, you need a programmer that speaks the computer's language and understands how it works and how to fix it. What makes the Sticking Point 7-step program so effective is that it deals in the language of the subconscious and utilizes the most powerful techniques such as NLP, EFT, and hypnosis for changing your subconscious programming and not only discovering and evicting your mind monsters, but replacing them with empowering, supportive beliefs that give you the confidence and self-belief of a superhero. Now, we don't have the time on this call to do the deep reprogramming processes that I use on my clients in step 4 to evict their deepest and most immobilizing mind monsters. Processes that, for example, freed Emma of her anxieties about her sabbatical and enabled her to go on an amazing 3-month trip through the Far East. And when she came back, she was just radiating health and had this amazing inner calm and perspective about her. But I can teach you a technique to start using immediately on your most common mind monsters, the ones you're aware of that you battle against daily. And then remember, at the end of the call, we're going to reprogram your subconscious GPS for destination success. So just go ahead and let me know in the chat if you think it would be useful to learn a technique right now to help you start disproving some of those limiting beliefs, doubts, and fears that keep you stuck. Excellent. So what I'd like you all to do is bring to mind what your main mind monster accuses you of. It's whatever your most common negative belief or fear is that you're constantly battling against. And you see some of them there. It's what that negative voice in your head is always telling you or warning you against. Whether it tells you that you're not capable of doing the job, or you're going to screw it up and be ridiculed, or you'll never find true love, or you'll never be successful, or whatever horrible false accusation or lie that mind monster says to you. And what you're going to do is produce the authentic evidence the proof that's going to expose your mind monsters as the liars they are, and it's going to free you from those false negative beliefs and fears. How do you do this? You do it by writing down your mind monster's accusation, and you'll see if you have the worksheet there, you've got space to do it, or just write it at the top of a sheet of paper. Whatever that is, whether it's I'm not good enough, or no one will buy my product, or no one respects me, or whatever it is for you, you write it at the top of the page, and then you start writing down all the experiences and achievements in your life that prove that that negative belief or fear is false. And I promise you there is evidence throughout your life that it is false, but you're used to focusing on the evidence that you think proves that it's true. So you've really got to be strong here. So for example, if your belief is I'm not good enough, then you're writing down all the ways and times that you were good enough, such as when you were hired for the job, or asked to lead the class trip, or asked out on that date, or you ran that 10K, or you won that spelling bee, or were picked first for the hockey team. So, go back in time. Don't just look at the present. If your mind monster tells you, for example, that you'll always be alone, then list all the times that people choose to be with you. Not only going out on dates, but friends who seek out your company, family members who love you, colleagues who ask you to go with them for lunch or for drinks, events where you're surrounded by others, all your past relationships, no matter how young you were, because those were people that chose to spend time with you. And examples of other people who you know who found love or developed relationships later in life, because that's also proof that it can happen. And when you search for your proof, go back to childhood, adolescence, young adulthood, look in all the different areas of your life, because you're going to find evidence to disprove those negative beliefs and fears in all areas. And when you get stuck, or feel you've exhausted all the evidence you can think of, then turn to trusted friends, family, or colleagues and ask them to contribute to your counter evidence as well. I know it may feel a little funny to ask them at first, but I promise you they will love helping you, because it feels good to help those we care about. And you can also, teach them the technique. Let them know what you're doing, because then they can do it on their own mind monsters as well. It sounds like a simple exercise, but let me tell you, it's hugely cathartic. I've had so many clients who've done it, and at first they thought it was just going to be a bit superficial, and they've gotten amazing changes from doing this. And one of the most wonderful things is the responses you get back from other people that you ask to help. And then what you do is you start reading your evidence on a regular basis, and at the end of each day, scan that day for even more evidence that disproves those old negative beliefs and fears. And you do this for every single one of your mind monsters that you're aware of. So get a journal that's going to become your evidence journal. You write out each individual accusation or fear or doubt that those mind monsters have you thinking at the top of a page, and then you leave a few pages blank and start writing down all the counter evidence that disproves those negative beliefs and fears. And as you start to read all this evidence over and over again, you start moving into step 5, which is to develop your killer confidence. You see, it's crucial to identify your mind monsters and evict them, but they were there for so long, treading down those same negative thought pathways in your brain, that unless you train your brain to think in new positive ways and put your new empowered thoughts into practice, you can be in danger of taking yourself right back to your sticking point, just out of the sheer habit of negative thinking. So in step 5, we train you how to think positively, build up your killer confidence, and send your subconscious mind clear instructions about what to focus on and support you in working towards. And once you're thinking positively, we then move into step 6, where we obliterate your obstacles. Because having evicted your mind monsters at this point, replace them with those empowering beliefs like, I am smart enough and I am capable and it is safe to stand out and shine. And then we've worked on creating your habitually positive, confident thoughts like, I will succeed, I do deserve success. And once you've got this mindset and this confidence and these positive beliefs going, you're going to feel hugely empowered and energized toward reaching your success point goal. But there still may be a number of anticipated obstacles that you're concerned about encountering. They could be things or people who in the past may have been a trigger for you. For example, you may have an insecure partner who you think may feel threatened by your newfound confident and imminent success. It could be a demanding toddler who's aware that you're not devoting every ounce of your attention to them. Or a jealous coworker who could try and undermine your progress. So in step 6, we examine who or what your potential obstacles are. We quickly remove the anxiety that you feel about them, and we develop your success strategies for how you're going to easily meet and overcome these challenges. At which point, we're ready for step 7, which is mapping your shortcut to success. Now, at this point, I promise you, by the time you get to step 7, you're feeling amazing. Freed from all the bad thoughts, the anxiety, the stress that those mind monsters used to cause you. And you're brimming with confidence and excitement to reach your goal. But what I discovered working with clients both here in the UK and in the US is that being liberated from your sticking points and feeling as confident as a superhero is such an exhilarating experience that you can be a bit like a kid let loose in a candy store. You're just all over the shop, not knowing where to focus your newfound energy and enthusiasm, and in danger of running in a million different directions at once, and therefore not actually accomplishing what you've set out to accomplish. That's why it's essential to map out your journey of exactly how you're going to reach your goal, including looking at the amount of time, the money, the skills, the qualities, and the other resources that you have or need to acquire in order to achieve what you want. So in step 7, we work together to create your step-by-step plan of exactly how you're going to achieve your goal and show you the secret of how to tap into the most powerful sources of knowledge and support that will propel you to get to your goal in the fastest time possible. Now, the most common questions that I get asked about this 7-step process is, how long does it take and what type of results can I expect? Well, take my client Jo as a typical example. When Jo came to me, her confidence issues were so bad that she felt like she was being scrutinized and talked about wherever she went. She stayed quiet and shy in groups and therefore struggled to make friends or to get recognized at work. She wasn't going out. She said it was like she had an old recorded song that played over and over in her head, telling her she wasn't good enough and wasn't capable. And she literally felt like, this was controlling her. And she described it as sucking away all her energy and enjoyment of life. Here's what Jo had to say after just a few sessions of working together through the program. If you're looking for a transformation in all areas of your life, that is what Barbara can do for you. That is what she's done for my life, and I am heartily grateful. All the issues that were stopping me from being who I truly am or being able to achieve what I really want in life were resolved in just a few sessions. That That was the most extraordinary healing experience I have ever had. I'm enjoying life as never before and feeling light and free. The experience is a reconnection with your being, with your essence, with your soul, and one we all deserve to have. Now, many of you may be wondering, how can you have an experience like Joe's, going from being completely stuck and having it suck all the joy and energy out of your life, to having a transformation in all areas, enjoying your life as never before, and feeling light and free? How does this all happen? Well, it happens by working with someone who has already been through this transition and can take you through not only letting go of your mind monsters and your past pain, but then transforming your mind, because your mind has the power to set you free. And when your mind frees you, you can finally have the life you desire. And for those of you who are ready for this, and I know many of you are, I've created the Sticking Point Resolution Program. As a result of this program I'm about to talk you through, not only will you begin living the life of your dreams faster than you ever thought possible, but you'll learn amazing techniques, such as how to let go of negative emotions and stress in minutes, so that when you come through that door at night and you might be stressed out and seething from what your boss or a colleague said to you, instead of it ruining the rest of your night, you can just let it go completely within 5 to 10 minutes, and therefore be able to greet your partner or your kids with open arms and a genuine smile. You're going to learn how to have inner peace by resolving internal conflicts when one part of you wants one thing and one wants another. Like when one part wants to have that cake and the other wants to stick to your healthy eating plan. Or when one part of you wants to volunteer to head up that project at work and the other part holds you back for fear of the workload or possible criticism. You're going to learn how to resolve these conflicts and how to discover your unique strategies for success that you can then apply to any challenging situation or person that you come across for the rest of your life. I have clients coming back to me years later to say that they're still using and getting great results from these techniques. Take Angela, for example, who was just coming out of a horrible divorce and having to completely rebuild her self-esteem, get back into the workforce, and become the strong, confident woman that she wanted to be for her children. I looked forward to my sessions with Barbara, who is a multi-talented coach with skills in various therapies, such as NLP and EFT. She used these skills to unpack very difficult emotions and situations in my life, which I found challenging. I was always bouncing with confidence after sessions, with barriers removed, and felt able and empowered. And I still apply these techniques in my life today. So we've talked through what the 7 steps to success of the Sticking Point Resolution are, and I've already showed you some wonderfully transformative techniques that you can start using today, including how to begin living by your highest motivational values and knowing what those highest motivational values are, how to start identifying some of your negative beliefs and fears that are holding you back, and how to start disproving them through your evidence journal. And in a moment, I'm going to take you through a powerful guided visualization that's going to set your subconscious GPS for destination success. Because remember, your subconscious controls up to 95% of your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. And until you program in the destination of where you want to be in your life and what you want to accomplish, using a language that your subconscious understands and responds to, it's like trying to take a taxi without telling the driver where you're going. You're just never going to get there. But just before we do that, I promise to let you know how to take this all further. Because even after you tell that taxi driver where you want to end up, your route is still going to be blocked by your most deeply rooted mind monsters. And you're still in danger of steering your driver down those old paths of negative thinking. And you still don't have your success strategies in place to obliterate your obstacles or your step-by-step map of how to get to your destination success in the shortest time possible. And I want you to have all of those abilities at your fingertips today. So for those of you who are ready to embark on this amazing journey and start moving today from stuck to success, we'll begin by getting your mindset ready for positive change and show you how to immediately remove any of the fear, doubt, anxiety, or skepticism that could stand in the way of your transformation. And in step 1, we give you immediate access to the most powerful techniques in the program for giving you laser focus on exactly how you want your life to improve. And we start you rapidly moving forward towards making it happen. Because if you're not currently happy and satisfied with where you're at in life, if you're currently stuck, then you're in danger of falling ever deeper into that sticking point, going from dissatisfaction and frustration, then to apathy and despair as you start to give up on your dreams, moving into depression and ending in dis-ease. And you're in danger of taking those around you down with you. So in step 1, we get you focused, energized, and moving forward as quickly as possible. Take Leanne, for example. As soon as she discovered her motivational values of travel, yoga, spiritual growth, and entertaining, her panic subsided because she realized that it was okay for her to change course and finally pursue a career and a life path doing what she loved. And suddenly, a future she had been constantly worrying about became one that she couldn't wait to start creating. In step 2 is where you experience the dawning of enlightenment and understanding as you learn exactly how and why you became stuck. You can imagine Emma's relief, for example, when she realized that she wasn't going crazy and there was nothing seriously wrong with her or with her desire to take her sabbatical from work. It was simply her deeply rooted mind monsters that she didn't even know existed, but that she had created at that tender age of 5 during her sudden move abroad. And that's what was causing her temporary anxiety and insomnia. In step 3 is where your transition really gains momentum. This is the point at which you start to truly free yourself from your mind monsters and begin silencing those voices in your head that never gave you a moment's peace. Like my client Sarah, the beautiful New York attorney whose insecure and jealous mind monsters were constantly plaguing her with irrational thoughts that her fiancé was being unfaithful and that he would leave her. When she came to see me, she wasn't even sure she'd be able to go through with the wedding. And she went through absolute hell every time he went away on a business trip. By the time we got through step 3, Sarah was able to reduce the phone calls she was requesting from her fiancé when he went on those business trips from 4 to 6 calls per day whenever he was away from her to just 1 call per day. And she was able to proceed confidently with the wedding plans. Step 4, and I know it sounds cliche, but this is really where the magic happens, because this is a life-changing healing journey in which you rewrite the movie of your past, which transforms how you feel in the present and ensures the success of your future. These are the most powerful processes in the program. So in step 4, for example, we went back and worked on Sarah's memories of her father leaving her and her mother for 2 years when she was just a toddler in order to do his medical internship abroad. This is where her fear and her anxiety and belief that men would always abandon her came from. Because you can imagine a toddler doesn't understand why her father's leaving and then just disappears for 2 years. And this is the type of thing that creates these mind monsters. But once we went in and healed these memories, her jealousy and anxiety subsided. These techniques are so powerful that you'll recall my client Joe saying they were the most incredible healing experience that she had ever had. Step 4 is also a place of forgiveness, where you will finally and forever be able to let go of any anger and resentment that you're holding against anyone or anything in your past, and truly come to appreciate how everything you've been through has led you to and prepared you for this positive transformation, freeing you from any regret or recrimination from your past. In steps 5 and 6, we then develop your killer confidence and obliterate your obstacles. So steps 5 and 6 gave Sarah the type of confidence that not only allowed her to marry the man she loved, feeling totally secure in their future together, but they provided her with the strategies she needed to sail through her fiancé's bachelor party and encounters with his ex with no problem at all. And those were 2 obstacles that had been causing her massive anxiety prior to working through the program. We'll teach you how to make the one simple adjustment that will make daily affirmations actually work for you, show you how to become immune to the criticism of others, and how to tap into your inner wisdom and strength whenever you need to. And finally, we get practical and show you how to find the time, money, and resources needed to reach your goal, and how to create an easy step-by-step plan to follow and gain the support and guidance you need to reach the end of step 7, where you arrive at your success point goal, which for me was creating a successful international business, freeing people from their sticking points, and working with them to reach their ultimate happiness, well-being, and success. For my client Leanne, who's just booked a trip to Tibet to learn spiritual massage and to increase her yoga knowledge, it's about following her true passions in her next career move. For my client Mary, it's leaving her number-crunching desk job to pursue a career in corporate travel, event, and conference management, because this is what fulfills her highest motivational values. For Emma, it was going on the trip of a lifetime to reconnect with herself and her physical and mental well-being. For Jo, it was using her newfound confidence to build a vibrant social life, as well as developing her own coaching business. And for Sarah, it was walking down the aisle with 100% confidence in the solidity of her marriage. And with her newfound confidence, she even moved to a better law firm where she's being fast-tracked to make partner. So wherever your stuck to success journey takes you, when you get there in step 7, we teach you how to appreciate, celebrate, and maintain your success for life. So does that sound like a worthwhile journey to you? Well, I'm thrilled to say that this program is so powerful and comprehensive that even seasoned mind, body, spirit gurus are doing it, such as renowned international trainer, speaker, and creator of the Gathering Retreats, Benny Naud, who says, "I loved your program, Barbara. Just loved it. Thank you for creating something so fabulous, so comprehensive, that goes so deep. I found it all very beautiful." So at this point, you might be wondering, What's my investment going to be for a program that even the most seasoned personal development gurus are taking the time to do? Well, if you were to put a typical cost of $200 per hour against the estimated 40 hours of material that are contained in the program, and factor in the audio and video tracks that are meant to be used multiple times, then you would easily come to a value of at least £12,500. But don't worry, because I created this program with the intention for it to be accessible and help as many of you as possible go from stuck to success in just 7 steps. Now, the program will sell on my website for £697, but as a thank you for taking the time to be with me today, during this limited webinar promotion, I'm offering the Sticking Point Resolution Program for just £497, or you can pay just £85 per month for 6 monthly installments. How will the program be delivered? Well, once you sign up at the link that you see on your screen, you'll receive an email which will bring you to the download page of the Sticking Point Resolution website, which will give you instant access to the entire program, all of which is delivered online and which you can download to your own computer, tablet, or smartphone. The program is broken up into the 7 steps that you learned about today, with each one consisting of a workbook PDF file of coaching exercises, audio files containing guided visualizations based on NLP and hypnosis, and video files of tapping exercises that you just follow along with on your phone, tablet, or computer. This means that you get access to the entire 7-step program immediately and can use it whenever and wherever you want to, in your own time, in your own space, without having to worry about anyone else's schedule or having to worry about sharing your personal stuff with anyone else. Now, I'm still with you 100% of the way because I've written every word of the program. It's my voice on the audios. It's me in the videos taking you through the same processes that I do with my private clients that I see in my Harley Street clinic. And I'm available for support on the members-only forum of the website or via email for any questions that you have. But you have everything you need to succeed with the online program. Now, for those of you that like working directly in person with someone who's going to be there to support you every step of the way and create a more individualized program based on your personal circumstances, don't worry, because I have an option for you as well. The Sticking Point Resolution Personal Coaching Program offers you 12 hours of one-to-one coaching and support with me, either via Skype or in person in my offices in central London, as well as providing you with the entire online program so that you have all the techniques available to you for life. Plus, you get your own powerful hypnosis track that I record for you based on your personal circumstances so that you can increase the depth and speed of your stuck to success transformation. So if you add the cost of the additional 12 hours of personal coaching with me plus the hypnosis track to the value of the online program, you come to a total value of over £15,000. But again, I want this program to be accessible so that I can help you go from stuck to success in the fastest time possible. So the cost of the personal coaching program on my website will be £2,197. And once again, I want to reward you for taking action today and making the commitment to be on this webinar. So I'm currently making the personal coaching package available to you during this webinar promotion for just £1,997, or just 6 monthly payments of £350. which means you get me as your personal coach to take you from stuck to success for less than 100 pounds per week. And I really want to honor all of you today who've taken the time to join me for this webinar and are ready to start embarking on the most transformational journey of your life. So for the first 150 of you listening right now that sign up for either the online program or the personal coaching program at the link you see on your screen now, we have some fantastic bonuses for you that are going to make your transformation even more amazing, because you are the action takers and you should be rewarded for it. So if you're one of the first 150 to join us on the Sticking Point Resolution program following this webinar, you're going to receive Karen Whitelaw-Smith's Transform Your Life from the Inside Out meditation CD. Karen's an incredible intuitive healer and energy worker, and she's trained, healed, and coached business owners and professionals from around the globe and led them through transformative experiences that have put their life on purpose and helped them uncover their wings. And she's created a beautiful chakra-clearing meditation CD to enhance your stuck to success transformation and help you balance and align your energy centers, clear out negative energy blocks, gain inner clarity and focus, understand your purpose, attract your desires like a magnet, gain an inner peace, and align yourself for more answers, more abundance, and more miracles. You're also going to receive U.S. nutritionist and corporate excellence coach Angela Criscioli's e-course, The Ins and Outs of Success. In this amazing e-course, Angela shows you what to put into and take out of your bodies and your environments in order to maximize your success, showing you how to make fast, practical, enjoyable dietary changes and environmental changes in order to dramatically raise your energy levels, raise your mental ability, and your motivation to succeed. Included in this course are Angela's 3 easy ways to maintain steady energy all day long, 3 easy ways to take the stress out of your home or work environment, 3 easy ways to improve your health, and much, much more. And finally, I have an amazing set of 12 instantly downloadable brainwave entrainment albums that combine beautiful music and nature sounds with the latest brainwave entrainment technology. This is technology that uses sound to change your brainwave frequency in order to rapidly induce positive mental, emotional, and physical states like confidence, happiness, healing, relaxation, and peace. The 12 albums provide you with a selection of beautiful music to rapidly assist you when you want to relax and de-stress, feel peaceful and chilled, go from a bad mood to a good mood, break creative blocks, put yourself in a high-performance, confident state, enhance your memory, reduce unhealthy cravings, reduce anxiety prior to stressful events, stay sharp and focused while studying or doing difficult tasks, break through mental, emotional, or creative blocks, meditate, and even help overcome trauma and PTSD. These bonuses alone are worth well over £1,000 and will help give you the time, energy, money, and mindset to successfully complete the Sticking Point Resolution program and reach your ultimate success. Now, I can see that many of you have already figured out that the value of this program goes far beyond the cost, be it the $85 per month for the online program or the $350 per month for the personal coaching program, because I can see many of you are already registering so you can get those amazing bonuses as well. And it's important for all of you to ask yourself, what's the cost of not doing it? What's the cost of staying where you are now, becoming increasingly dissatisfied, discouraged, and eventually despairing as you stay stuck in the same place, getting the same results over and over? And what's the cost to those around you, to your loved ones, and to all the other areas of your life that this affects? I know that for me, had I stayed stuck in that 12 to 15 hour, 7-day-a-week job, I would undoubtedly have lost my husband, many of my friends, hurt my family, and eventually lost my health. Sarah would have lost the man of her dreams and making partner at a firm that she loves working for. Leanne would have lost years pursuing yet another unfulfilling career. Emma would have probably ended up ill and possibly having to leave her job due to stress-related illness. Now, I can't possibly put a financial cost on any of those outcomes, but I know for myself and my clients, it would have been a hell of a lot higher than 2,000 pounds. Now, I know for some of you, it's the first time you've done something like this, and you could be concerned of whether or not it's going to work for you. Or perhaps you've tried coaching or personal development in the past, and it hasn't gotten you the results you hoped for. So either way, I want to address that fear right now by telling you about my 60-day Stuck to Success guarantee. Because I'm so confident that this program is life-changing, and I've seen the results over and over with client after client. So I'm giving you 60 days to try the Sticking Point Resolution program. And if you're not satisfied that it's the best step-by-step system you've ever used to go from stuck to success, I'll give you your money back. Therefore, there's actually no risk to you whatsoever. I also know that some of you might be a bit wary of techniques like NLP or hypnosis or tapping, or you just don't know what these techniques are. And that's perfectly understandable. So I want to debunk a few myths for you. First of all, these are not airy-fairy techniques. They were all devised by scientific methods based on how our brains work and how the energy in our bodies work. You do not need any prior knowledge or experience of these techniques. You do not need to be a very visual person or someone who can quote-unquote do hypnosis. You're not asleep for these exercises like you see on stage or TV hypnosis. In fact, you can do them with your eyes open if you want, because these are simply guided visualizations with the power to make the positive changes that you want to make quickly and easily in your life. And it doesn't matter what type of change you want. It could be in your career, your personal life, your family life, your health and well-being, because the process of how to identify and remove the subconscious blocks that are standing in the way of your success, and the process of how to empower you and create the mindset and the plan that you need to succeed are the same, regardless of what you're trying to accomplish. And the changes will happen, and they will happen quickly if you follow the program. Just listen to what my client Laura had to say about the speed of her transformation. Laura said that Barbara understands exactly how to get to the root of issues, recent or long-standing, and truly change the way they affect day-to-day life. I've worked with psychologists for many years on family issues, self-esteem, and body dysmorphic disorder. And through my many treatments, I've never had the results that I had with Barbara in just one session. I give Barbara's program the highest recommendation to anyone who's looking to understand themselves and change their life for the better. So please, don't let this be you. This picture of these two old women who are saying, if after a few more years of complaining, I might actually change my life. Because if you're looking to change your life for the better, to gain the incredible freedom of being liberated from your sticking points by removing your deeply rooted subconscious blocks, and the immense sense of confidence, satisfaction, and achievement of reaching your success, then please come aboard and give this incredible gift to yourself and to those you care most about. Don't let that negative voice that's driven by your subconscious blocks get in the way. Don't overthink it. Just trust your gut instinct, because you'll know if this is the right thing for you to do, and you'll know if you're ready from this moment forward to get stuck into getting unstuck now. And remember, if you do, you won't just get my program. You'll also get intuitive healer Karen Whitelaw-Smith's Transform Your Life from the Inside Out meditation CD, nutritionist Angela Criscioli's The Ins and Out of Success e-course, and 12 mood-enhancing brainwave entrainment albums. And it's a completely risk-free commitment because you have 60 days to get your money back if you're dissatisfied. But I know you won't be. Now, I promised you at the end of the webinar that I would take you on a guided visualization to begin programming your subconscious for destination success. So if at the moment you're stepping up and taking action right now so that you can be one of the first 150 to get our amazing bonuses, then please go ahead and complete your registration, because even if you're just listening to this in the background, your subconscious is still hearing and following along. And there's a more extensive version of this process in the program that you're purchasing, so you won't be missing anything. Now, for any of you that are driving or performing other tasks that need your full attention, you may want to turn the sound down or just make sure you stay alert. But for the rest of you, we're going to go on a nice guided visualization. So I invite you now to just start to deepen your breathing. And go ahead and close your eyes if you want to. Or if you prefer to leave them open, that's fine too. And I'd like you to bring to mind a positive change or accomplishment that you want to take place in your life. That's right. Something that would make a real difference for you. Now ask yourself, how will you know when you've achieved this? When you think about this moment of achieving or making this change, how will it feel? Where will you feel that feeling most in your body? Where are you specifically when this takes place? And what do you see? What do you notice about yourself and your environment? And when you take yourself in this specific moment, what is it that you're doing? Really take yourself into the future, to this moment when you've achieved this goal or made this fantastic change. And stepping into this moment, what is it that you see? What are you wearing? What does the environment around you look like? Notice the details close around you and what's off in the distance as well. And what do you hear? Is there music or voices or other sounds, either natural or man-made. How about the sound of the positive things that you're saying or thinking to yourself now that you've accomplished this? Take a deep breath in and notice if there are any significant smells or tastes. Are you standing or sitting? What is it that you're doing? At this moment of this achievement, if you're in a position that you can replicate and you feel comfortable doing so, then go ahead now and physically actually get into that position to help take yourself there even more. That's right. Really breathe in that moment. How amazing does it feel to have arrived at this point? So make this all even bigger and brighter. Increase this feeling in your core, the colors and the light and the sound if there's any. Make it the most compelling it can be. You know, it's as if you had a remote control and can just turn it up and make it so powerful. It feels good, doesn't it? Very good. So turn that up as much as you want to. That picture, that color. And what I want you to do now is imagine a line. And this is the timeline of your life where the past goes in one direction and the future goes in another. So see this timeline and imagine yourself located wherever the present is on this line. Now take that beautiful image of you achieving or making this change, that beautiful representation of everything that you will see, hear, and feel when you reach it. And I want you to imagine floating up above your timeline, turning towards your future, and moving forward. And I want you to stop above the moment in your future when you have achieved this goal. Just stop above the moment that feels right for you, and then float down and place your image, that representation of everything you'll see, hear, and feel. Place it onto your timeline on just the right spot that feels right for you. You don't need to know the exact date or exactly how long that is from now. Just use your gut feeling for where along that line of your future it feels right to float down and place that image. Place it so that it becomes fully integrated into your timeline. And there may be a symbol or something about that representation that means the most to you. It could be something you see, like your 6 or 7 figure salary that you're now making. It could be something you hear, like applause, or the color or a symbol that represents the feeling you'll have when you've achieved this, such as the sun for happiness. And as you float back up above your timeline, this symbol is what you can see from the air as you look down. And with your representation of your accomplishment planted firmly on your future timeline, turn around and face back towards the present. And just notice how your timeline changes as this future event that you've now planted takes root, creating positive change all along your timeline, right back to your present. And from this higher vantage point, what's the first thing you notice that changes along your timeline from your present to the time that this positive change takes place? You may notice abstract things such as the timeline changing color or looking different somehow, or having a different energy or sound associated with it. Or you may notice specific events that change or appear on your timeline between the present and when you achieve this change. Actions and events that needed to take place for this wonderful achievement to happen in your life. And there's no right or wrong. Just notice what you notice as your achievement, your goal, gets fully embedded and becomes a certainty in your future. And while your subconscious mind notices the differences and changes taking place, you can also consciously notice what else had to have happened between the present and when you reached this point of positive change that enabled you to achieve this goal. What are some of the things that you realize have to have happened for you to create this positive change in your future? What changes in attitude and in action needed to take place? What did you need to learn, and who did you need to learn it from? And what did you have to step up and do differently to reach this point? Very good. Now take yourself a bit further into the future after you've achieved or made this change, and notice all the different areas of your life where this achievement has positive effects. How different does your future look now as a result of making this positive change? And going past the moment of achievement to see all the positive repercussions, notice how much this change was worth to you and to those around you. Perhaps even being surprised to notice what else becomes available to you as a result of this amazing accomplishment, and to see who else is benefiting from this. And with all of those learnings and understandings, I want you to float back along your timeline to the present, coming back into your body in the present, but keeping your eyes closed or staying relaxed. And just notice when you think about achieving your goal now, how different does it feel? Notice how different it is now that you know that it will happen. Notice how it's been changing your behaviors and attitude, and what actions you're now ready to take to to move forward. So allow your subconscious mind to learn everything it needs to learn from this experience, knowing that the learnings can continue as you sleep and dream tonight. And when you feel your unconscious mind has learned and processed everything it needed to for today, in your own time, bringing with you a new certainty in your bright, beautiful future, and bringing with you any knowledge you gained on the attitude and actions that you need to start taking now to get there. Allow yourself to start to come back to the room you're in, and when you're ready, open your eyes. Welcome back. I hope you got some valuable insights from that. And I wonder, what's the first thing you're going to notice that's different about how you feel and how you take action in the near future? I want to thank you all so much for your time and attention, and I can't wait to start working with so many of you on this incredible 7-step trip from stuck to success that I can see so many of you are committing to right now. And I would urge any of you who are interested in those bonuses to go ahead and sign up, because it looks like we already have a limited number of spots left. So if you're ready now to take action and begin moving forward and creating the life of your dreams, then join me on this sticking point resolution. The journey is life-changing, and the view from the top is spectacular. So I'll look forward to seeing you there soon. And I wish each and every one of you who've joined me today your ultimate success. Goodbye.